need you tonight. What a day. What's wrong?
Nothing. Drink.
Thank you. Well, I'm sorry I'm late. I had a call from Melbourne just as I was about to leave.
Problem?
Well, nothing that can't wait until tomorrow. Food smells good.
Just a casserole?
Why don't you be honest with me? Come on.
Never could hide my feelings very well, could I?
No.
I was going to wait until after dinner, but I suppose now's as good a time as any. I think we should stop seeing each other.
Why? Has somebody found out about us?
It's getting too comfortable.
What's wrong with that?
Nothing, it's just... Okay. I came along when you needed me. Helped you get through the divorce. That's when it should have ended.
You know how I feel about you.
Of course I do. That's what makes it so hard. When it started, we both said we didn't want to tie ourselves down.
Things have changed.
That's the problem.
I don't follow.
I helped us both get through a very difficult time. We get on well together, and I like you very much. But I think it's time to be ourselves again.
Be ourselves again. Now, what's that supposed to mean?
When Jim died, I threw myself into work, because that's all I had. A few things have happened lately, made me open my eyes a bit. Realized life can be more than just a typewriter, desk intercom.
Would you like a new job?
No, I'm very happy where I am. It's just that I've come to the stage where I don't want to think about work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If we stay together, it'll never be any different.
Well, we could organize some time off.
No, Hal. You know what I mean.
It's sudden. I thought we were getting along so well together. Is it starting to worry you that we're sneaking around behind people's backs?
I can understand the reason for that.
There's not someone else.
Could be. Too early to say yet. I'll check the oven.
Oh! Sorry, miles away.
I was just bringing these to you.
Yes, put them in the conference room, will you? I'll be going over them later with Stan Martins and Wayne.
Okay.
Yeah, I've just been going through my diary. There's a business dinner tomorrow night. I'd completely forgotten. It's and partner. Can you come?
Sorry, I'm tied up.
Well, it's just business.
I would if I could, Hal, but I really am busy.
If it's because of last night.
You know it's not that. But, yes, I admit it is going to be difficult to see each other socially.
Is tomorrow night with your new friend?
Yes.
What do you want?
You did say to come to the meeting, would you?
Oh, yes, of course I did, yes. Look, have this photostated and get it off to Melbourne right away, will you?
Yes, Mr. Mason.
Worked out why I haven't been getting anywhere with her.
Oh?
She's been seeing a lot of John Palmer lately. He would have turned her off me.
I see.
I hear around the office they're pretty keen on each other.
Yes, well, I'm not interested in typing pool gossip. Now, come on, let's get that meeting over and done with. What are you reading?
Seeing what's on TV.
Oh. You seen the car keys?
They're on the bar.
Beryl still hasn't found a job. I told her I'd take her out, try and cheer her up.
Oh, say hello for me.
Why don't you come along? Why not?
You know.
Won't hurt you to swallow your pride for once in your life.
I'm not going to Fiona.
It won't kill you to see Beryl.
Well, I'll meet you somewhere if you like.
Don't be so flaming childish. Look, you're my wife, Angela. Husbands and wives usually do things together.
Because we're married doesn't mean I can't have opinions of my own.
Ah, stay at home then.
Never thought he'd be so stubborn. Do you think I did the wrong thing?
Well, darling, it's really none of my business, but, no. I think if you believe in something so strongly, you should stand your ground.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Going to be quite an ordeal tonight. Jane Davis will be there.
I'd be surprised if Charlie didn't pretty much hold the floor.
Oh, telling all the holiday stories that I've already heard.
Thanks for saying no for me. It was nice of you, letting Rosie use the Melbourne house.
Oh, it's our house, darling. Of course she can use it if you wanted to. It seems to me she's going on a wild goose chase.
If she feels she has to go, the least we can do is support her. You never know, she might be pleasantly surprised.
Seems odd, the sister keeping it to herself.
Probably thought it'd only upset Rosie. She's only speaking up now because she's convinced she's dying. I'll never forget it. Rosie, after the marriage broke up. And then the son chose to go with his father.
That must have been 5 years before I arrived.
Nancy and I were glad to see the back of them. The father was a real no-hoper and Barry wasn't much better. Still, it tore Rosie apart.
Husband died, didn't he?
Apparently.
Well, let's look on the bright side. Maybe a whole new start for them. She may decide to stay down there with her son. I'll keep my fingers crossed for her.
Rosie, if I'm late for dinner, the least I can do is clear away my own mess.
Oh, it won't take me a
Don't be
minute.
silly. Go and finish your packing.
I'll make sure he doesn't break anything.
If you say so. Well, see you in the morning.
Good night.
Good night.
Well, nice of you to arrange for Rosie to stay with the Palmers.
I was in a bad mood. Gave me a chance to throw my weight around.
You and Rob been arguing?
Again.
You know you can trust me.
We always seem to be at each other.
Well, lots of things to get used to at the start of a marriage.
Go into it thinking you know the other person. Oh, there's a lot he didn't know about me. I'm starting to see a side of him I don't like.
Everyone has faults.
Like not putting the top back on the toothpaste.
Things like that.
It's a lot more serious than that.
It's not us.
No.
Well, the main thing is to tell each other how you feel. Well, that way you're learning how to make it work.
I suppose so. Oh, we'll work it out.
Well, giving advice is a hell of a lot easier than taking it.
Oh, I don't know. I think you might have missed your true vocation. You got away with words. You should have been a politician.
Yeah, maybe I should.
Oh, I didn't expect to see you home so soon.
Decided not to go out after all.
How's Beryl?
Missing Susie and the kids.
Oh, have you heard the news?
No?
Oh, Lynn's gone in to have her baby.
Really? Fantastic.
Great Uncle Rob, eh?
Oh, fair go. You make me feel 100 years old.
I hope everything goes all right.
Oh, me too.
We should send them a present. What do you think?
A case of champagne.
For the baby,
Oh,
stupid.
don't worry, we'll send a couple of teats as well.
You're an idiot.
Sounds like you had more fun here than I had at Charlie's. Why the excitement?
I'm about to become a great uncle.
Lynn's having the baby.
Oh, I thought you might have made up over going to Mumbai.
Yeah, well, let's not get back into that, eh?
Sorry. Didn't mean to put my foot in it.
It'll take more than Lynn having a baby to make me change my mind. I'm sorry, but it will.
Well, can't we just forget about it for one night?
We could forget about it for good if you'd stop harping on it.
Me?
Oh, I'm going to bed. I'll see you when you come up.
What'd you have to mention it for? She was actually smiling for a change.
I'm sorry. You don't think I like to see you arguing, do you? Right. Been spending your money.
Oh, just a few bits and pieces for the baby. Rosie offered to take them down.
Oh, let's have a look. Oh, they're lovely.
Oh, I know it's a bit old for him yet, but no kid should grow up without their bunny plate and mug.
I didn't realize they still made them. Do you remember your old set at Mumbai?
Better get them wrapped.
Or was it something I said?
It's not you.
Rob.
I let him talk me into going, for the sake of peace.
There's nothing worse than arguing, I know. But, darling, you mustn't keep giving in just for the sake of avoiding it. You'll only be unhappy in the long run.
I suppose so.
No suppose about it. Rob will turn you into the little woman like that if you let him.
No, we'll manage. Is there any sticky tape around?
I think there's some in the kitchen drawer. Come on, I'll help you.
Thanks.
What are you doing here?
I thought I'd apologise in advance. I couldn't get Dad or Rosie to change their minds.
I didn't honestly expect it.
Can I help you?
Looks as though we need it. You haven't met Beryl Palmer?
No. Wayne Hamilton.
Hello. Seems strange we've taken so long to meet.
Yeah. Let's see here. How long are you staying?
As long as I need to.
I'd lock it to make sure. If the spring's open to cow, you'll have stuff everywhere.
Nice to think you worry about me. Thanks for closing it.
No worries. All right if I still come?
I invited you. I don't go back on my word. I'll see you there.
Certainly will. Bye, Mrs. Palmer.
Bye. Whatever he's after, he's wasting his time.
Well, what makes you think he's after something?
Oh, I've watched him work before. Well, I think we're all ready for Johnny. I'll get him to stop off at a florist on the way and we'll send Lynn some flowers. From the pair of us.
I hate having you pay for everything.
Oh, this morning he'll probably fix all that. What time's your interview?
10 o'clock.
Fine. Paul and Hal Mason will be here for you a little bit before lunch, so don't be late back.
No, I hate to think I'm putting them out.
Oh, come on. Hal's got a big car. It's no trouble to him. You're not getting cold feet, are you? Or thinking about jumping on a plane?
I'm coming to Mumbai.
I'd be careful. Rosie's got them counted.
I should be getting changed anyway.
I'm surprised at you trekking off to Fiona's big day after the run-in you had.
Well, I don't see being honest with her as a run-in. We both know where we stand. Well, the next few days are mostly business. A good chance to relax with the rest of the board.
Fiona could think you're changing your mind about her.
Well, she's told me often enough how much like Grandad I am. She should know. I'd tell her if I changed my mind.
Well, James was certainly all for honesty as far as business went.
It's not a game. He taught me that much.
Oh, glad I'm not working for you.
I'm not serious all the time. You should have seen the look on Hal's face when I told him I was going to ride my bike up to Mumbai.
You're not, eh?
No, he talked me out of it. We're going to take one of the company limos.
You'll hit the ton without even trying on some of those flat stretches.
I reckon you won't see us for dust.
No, Angie wants to make a stop for lunch. You leave us way behind.
Well, I haven't got much time to get ready. See you up there.
I'll bet I know where Angela wants to stop. There's a lovely spot, little creek running through it with some tables and swings and things. She always made us stop there on our way to and from the city. While you're there, It might be an idea if you two had a really serious talk about having children of your own. You only have to see how she is about Lynn's baby.
We'll make those decisions on our own, thanks. Or haven't you done enough stirring for one day? Angie, you ready? Let's make tracks.
Yeah, I'll just say goodbye. See you on Sunday night, Mother.
Try and make the best of it. Packing your presents now.
Oh, thanks. Look, Rob's waiting, but I hope everything goes well for you in Melbourne.
Thanks.
Bye-bye. Bye.
He's a lucky baby. Be even luckier when his grandmother goes home, which should be any tick of the clock. Dear old Palmer, she's got a real love of kids written all over her. Couldn't stay away if she tried. Ready when you are, Gordon.
Hello. It's Patricia. Glad I caught you. Wanted to congratulate you on your grandson.
Thank you.
Rosie was just saying what a born mother you are. You'll be back there pitching in no time, I imagine. Showing them what a good grandmother you can be.
I won't be going back. That is what you wanted to know, isn't it? Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got a job interview to go to.
Help yourself to some sandwich.
Good, we will.
Good, thanks. Well, hello there. Come on, join the party. Did you have a pleasant trip?
Oh, no major disasters?
He took some corners like a mad biker.
Ah, it wasn't that bad. What about the luggage?
Oh, look, this is Alan Pascoe, the manager. He's helping me to look after you all.
I'll get a couple of girls to show you your rooms. I'll give you a hand with your luggage if you like.
Sure.
Excuse us.
Yes. Oh, wouldn't you know? It takes a couple of women to handle the work Rosie used to do.
I'm not surprised. Oh, I must find John, let him know about the interview. Do you know where he is?
I think he's off somewhere with Di. Well, help yourself to some savouries and a drink. You look after it till I get back.
Di's your secretary, is she?
That's right.
She and John seem to be getting on really well. It's nice to see after the last girl he was interested in. She was a bit snobby.
Really? Well, Mrs. Palmer.
Beryl.
Beryl. You were very quiet on the way down. Tell me a bit about yourself.
Oh, you wouldn't be interested.
There's a lot of Ramberg board members here today who are just waiting to pounce and talk business. I'm sure you're much more interesting.
Sorry, ladies, but the first one goes to the new uncle. A Woombai cocktail.
What's in it?
Bit of everything.
Not for me.
Sure.
Sure.
If I'm an uncle, that makes you a great uncle.
Yeah, at my age, Kevin's got a lot to answer for.
I bet you two won't be far behind.
Never know.
I remember what I had to show you. There's this fantastic old brass bedstead. It's back in a minute. It's really nice.
Don't say it. I don't care how many people think it's a great idea for us to have kids. It's up to me.
I wasn't going to. Now I'm getting it in the neck for things I haven't even said.
Oh, I'm going for a walk. I need time to myself.
More than just a toy, eh?
We couldn't get by without it.
Makes mine look a bit tame.
If you'd like to take it for a spin any time, just go for your life.
Oh, thanks. Now okay?
Leave you to it.
Want to take a passenger?
Could get a bit muddy.
Oh, I don't mind. I just want to get away for a while.
I'm not going very far.
Hop on. Like me to open it for you?
I was going to ask John.
Good choice.
You were a good teacher. Didn't know the first thing about wine before you. And French food and a few other good things. I'm grateful for it.
Well, that's something. When your fling with John is over, I hope you won't rule me out.
I'd rather not talk about it.
He's a kid.
I don't expect you to be happy about it, but come on, we're up here to have a good time.
I've been thinking about it a lot over the last few days, and...
Please. You'll always be important to me. I doubted if I'd made it through the last year without you.
But thanks and goodbye.
Come on. I don't see it as just a fling with John. He's the first person I've really relaxed with since Jim died.
Oh, thanks very much.
You know what I mean. We never relaxed. Not properly. I had some wonderful times with you, but you're always hung up about people at work, knowing. I'm really happy now.
What about me?
You'll find someone else. Hopefully for her sake. Someone you won't have to keep a secret. John will be waiting.
In one piece.
Good job.
Bumpy ride, eh? Oh, not too bad. He's a born whinger, that's all. See you back at the house.
Thanks.
Good fun?
Yeah.
I felt like getting out too. It's a bit of a bun fight back there.
Do you want to keep going?
Yeah.
Did I miss anything?
Oh, another swag of people turned up. A few boring speeches. Riding display. You were gone a long time.
Yeah, I think Paul got sick of me. Every time he'd stop, I'd tell him to keep going.
Keeping out of Fiona's way doesn't have to mean keeping out of mine.
I know. Sorry.
All finished, and I'm convinced it's a goer.
Hmm?
Here. It's exactly the sort of business I'd like, and the figures are promising.
Just leave it on the bar, darling. I just want to finish this chapter.
I've been knocking myself out on this for days, Patricia. The least you can do is show a bit of interest.
I'm sorry. Let me have a look. Dear. All these figures. I'll give it to Hal Mason. He can get the Ramberg accountants to check it out.
It's got nothing to do with them.
I have to get someone to check it out.
I've checked it out. That's what I've been doing. And believe me, it's profitable.
There is no harm in getting a second opinion.
It's supposed to be my business.
There's nothing wrong with being cautious, darling.
You trust me or don't you?
Of course I do. But like you said yourself, you enjoy this work, and that tends to colour the way you see it. What harm is it going to do leaving it with the Ramberg accountants for one day? It'll ease both our minds.
All right, one day. But once they give it the go-ahead, I hope there'll be no more quibbling.
Of course not. Leave it with me.
Go back early? I wasn't one of the elites. Fiona's friends and the one she wanted to suck up to got asked to stay overnight. I didn't qualify. I didn't know why you went in the first place. Business. Hal was there, the board.
I bet Madam was really bunging it on.
You'd better believe it.
So I said to him, if you don't like it, you could lump it. Oh, you should have seen the look on his face.
You're the first person I've met, Fiona, who can actually get laughs out of a board meeting.
Oh, well, if you can't enjoy it, what's the point in doing it? That's my motto.
As long as the business gets done.
Oh, I think what I've accomplished here shows what I can do when I set my mind to it.
Most of the work was delegated, though, wasn't it?
Isn't that the mark of a good businessman? The ability to delegate?
She's got you there, Hal. I think you've done an excellent job.
Thank you. Thank you very much. What do you think, Paul?
Full marks.
I'd say that's my quota of compliments for the evening. I think think I should round up everyone who's going to sleep at the riding school quarters? I'm sure there's quite a few of you who'd like to turn in.
Who goes where?
Beryl, John, Rob, Angela, Di, and myself are here. And the rest of you get to sample what it'll be like for the guests.
The acid test, eh?
I'm very happy to say I'm not at all worried. It's very comfortable. Oh, shall we go? Oh, you two know where your rooms are?
Alan showed us.
Feel free to turn in whenever you like. The rest of us are going over to the school quarters.
Could I see you before I go, Di?
Oh, let's leave it till the morning. It mightn't look it, but I'm a bit drunk.
Oh, leave the poor girl alone. Well, come on. First and only bus leaves in 2 minutes.
Once a boss, always a boss, eh?
Can't relax and enjoy himself. You could do with a few lessons.
You have to give me tough marks for trying. You're on the go early.
Must be the country air. It's lovely, isn't it?
Why wouldn't you talk to me last night?
You're being pretty obvious about it.
Oh, don't be silly. They all thought it was business.
I didn't like being put on the spot in front of John.
Well, I might have got a better night's sleep if you'd said yes.
Why are you pushing it?
Because I'm jealous. Well, what's so wrong with that?
You haven't got any right to be.
We did have an affair going for almost a year.
Right, an affair. That's the problem. I don't want just an affair anymore. I'm enjoying... I don't know.
Oh, don't say being in love.
Why not?
Oh, he's just a 20-year-old kid, Di. What can he give you?
I like being with him.
What would you say if I told you I was prepared to bring the whole thing out into the open? No more secrets, not even in the office. We'd have to work at it and see what happened.
Where would that get us?
Well, worth a try.
Never knew you were that serious. I always thought...
I was just after a good time. Yes, well, I was at first, but... I never said it, but a year is a long time to be seeing one person. You grow attached to them. Love them, if you like. Who knows, maybe even marriage wouldn't be out of the question. Well, we'd have to work at it.
I could never feel that way about you. You know me well enough by now. I always mean what I say. Have a good ride. And don't bring it up again. It only embarrasses both of us.
Hannah Mason, you've got to be joking.
Keep your voice down. She might be awake.
Well, what the hell's she going out with him for?
He asked her to a restaurant.
Well, why?
The old barrel brushes up okay. She looked all right yesterday.
From what Fiona said, he's just being friendly. Mum said she hasn't been out much since she's been in Sydney, and he offered to show her around.
Well, he must be interested in her.
There's not much we can do about it.
We can tell her to stop being so dumb.
Of course we can't. I don't like it any more than you do, but it's none of our business. I'm going looking for Di. Make sure she doesn't put her big foot in it. It's between Mum and Dad.
Oh, she's your sister. Can't you say something?
I agree with Jono.
You saw how David was when we were in Melbourne. It's not fair on him. It's about time someone told Beryl. It'd be better than everyone treating her so carefully.
I think we've got enough problems of our own without buying into hers.
I don't see that makes any difference. If she's making a fool of herself, someone should say something.
Well, let it be one of the others then. If you did, she'd tell you to jump in the lake.
Why?
She knows how things are between us. I mean, it's a bit like the pot calling the kettle black.
Have you been telling her about
I have
us?
to talk to someone.
Oh, great. So all those times you were supposedly cheering her up, you were whinging behind my back.
I wasn't whinging.
If this is supposed to be a private argument, you're not doing a very good job.
Sorry, I hope we didn't wake you up.
Not for the want of trying. I'm sorry to interrupt, but I'm starving.
If you didn't talk about us with her.
Angie.
What's wrong with that?
Apart from anything else, It's very rude. Whether you like me or not, you are my guest, and you can at least be civil to me.
All I said was I didn't want him talking about us. That's fair enough.
Not when you treat me as though I've got the plague. You accepted my hospitality. I do expect a bit of common manners.
You were rude, Angie. You should apologise.
Oh, thanks for the support. I'd choke on it.
It's high time someone told her to grow up.
Now, wait a minute. You've got enough problems without arguing over me.
It's not only that. Time she woke up to herself. Angie! Oh, don't be such a kid!
There's another one around the back if you want.
No, I'm sick of chasing after her.
If Gordy's figures are right, he'd be laughing all the way to the bank.
If.
I don't see why they shouldn't be. He's done his homework.
I'd rather be safe than sorry.
How'd you take it?
Oh, you know him.
Having the Ramberg accountants check on him isn't going to do his pride much good.
The amount I'm being asked to invest, I can't afford to worry about his pride.
You don't give a damn about him, do you? Come on, Mother, I'm not stupid.
Oh, I know you're not, darling. That's why, no matter what you think, you won't say anything. Darling, you'd better hang on to these. Knowing me, I'll lose them.
I thought you were having them checked out.
Well, there's not much I can do on the weekend.
They want an answer as soon as possible.
Oh, can't I wait till Tuesday or Wednesday at the latest? I can't expect Hal's men just to drop everything for it.
I want to know by Tuesday, all right?
I'll see what I can do.
Guess who?
Been thinking about you.
Yeah?
Yeah. I think you ought to know. Before you came along, I was having an affair with Hal. He helped me get over Jim's death.
Don't have to explain it to me.
Doesn't worry you?
Not really.
I told him it's over.
How did he take it?
Not too good. I wasn't going to say anything, but might be an idea keeping out of his way as much as possible.
You think he might start giving me a hard time?
Not consciously, but he's jealous. If he can pick holes in your work, he will.
I'll just have to make sure there aren't any. You kept it a pretty good secret.
I think Wayne had a fair idea towards the end.
That's what he kept making cracks about. He dropped a few hints about me cutting my own throat. I suppose it was pretty dicey, taking the boss's girlfriend away from him.
Wayne's got Hal pegged all wrong. No matter how jealous he is, there's only one reason he'd fire you. Bad work. And Wayne's got more to worry about on that score. Let's get back.
She's taking my mum out, you know. How?
She should have a beaut time. It's good company. I know him. There's no way he'd use your mother to get back at you. Come on, there are enough real worries without imagining new ones.
Unless the two of you stop arguing, you're going to have a pretty unhappy time.
Well, I can hear myself doing it, but I just get so churned up inside. And I get it out, I suppose.
Well, not very fair on Rob. He must be wondering what the hell's going on. You've only been married a month. Well, why don't you try talking it over with him? Tell him the truth, he'll understand.
How can I tell him about you?
I thought we sorted that out the other night.
I know what I said, but I've tried. That's why I get so screwed up. And when he does something I don't like, I just snap. I can't help it. I love him so much. I love you too. You feel the same, don't you? Would you kiss me, please? Please?
Blast for advice.
Don't bother, darling. I'll have mine without.
Sure.
Positive.
Gordon's found himself a business to buy into.
Nothing to write home about, eh?
No, it's a reasonable proposition. I'm not going to show any interest, though.
You went to a lot of trouble to get Gordon back and keep the kids near you. It'd be pretty silly to start burning your bridges yet.
I'll move slowly. I know what I'm doing.
How long do you think you can go on playing with people's lives without it all blowing up in your face?
Oh, Charlie, don't start moralizing again.
Darling, I'll stand by you through thick and thin. But if it does all go wrong, don't expect me to say, I told you so.
I usually get my own way. I don't see why this should be any exception.
Wondered where the hell you got to. You missed Beryl and John. They left about 10 minutes ago.
Just been driving around.
Began to think you'd shot through again.
Rob, I want to talk to you.
Well, there's a few things I'd like to say myself. But the way you spoke to Fiona for a start.
I shouldn't have married you, Rob, for a lot of reasons.
Don't start that again.
I'm going back to Sydney and I don't want you to come with me. I've got to sort out what I'm going to do.
You do that. You sort yourself out. Because I'm sick of things the way they are. I've had it.
You don't understand.
Oh, yes, I do. You're a spoilt little rich girl who makes mountains out of molehills. Well, if you want to go running off, go. I promised Fiona I'd stay here and help. I'll see you when I see you.
How was the grand opening? Hi. Darling, what's wrong?
Me and Rob, it's not working out.
Come and sit down and I'll get you a drink. What happened?
I love Rob.
I thought you said it wasn't working.
It's Paul.
I thought you two had sorted that out.
Today he... Well, it was only a kiss, but... How can I stay married to Rob when I'm in love with someone else?
Here, this'll help. You're right, darling. It's an impossible situation. Have you and Paul talked about what to do?
Well, he said I had to stay with Rob.
Yes, well, of course, he'd want to do the right thing.
It's so unfair on him, and I'm hurting him. He can't understand why I get so nasty sometimes.
Darling, I think you're going to have to face the fact that you're married.
What's going on?
Rob and I have broken up.
Why?
Let's face it, darling, we knew they were unsuited from the beginning. Unfortunately, Angela's had to find out the hard way.
Thanks for staying back and helping to clear up. At least the place will look decent by the time the students start arriving.
I wanted to stay so I wouldn't be back in Dura with Angela.
You had something to do with Angela going back to Sydney.
I can't believe it. Me going after another man's wife.
I don't think you were really going after her.
I kissed her this morning. It's such a mess.
Yes. Of course, if you and Angela loved each other...
She's married to Rob. There's no way that can be changed, not for me.
You don't accept divorce?
No. I love her. But she's Rob's wife. I've come between them.
I just don't understand what's gone wrong between the two of you.
It's hard to explain. It's just not working out, that's all.
Don't pester her, Gordon.
I only want to help. She knows that. I wouldn't take it too seriously. Most marriages go through periods of adjustment.
But it is serious, Daddy.
I don't want you doing anything without giving it a lot of thought. It's early days yet.
I can't see the point in prolonging something that isn't working.
You don't throw a marriage away that easily.
Don't you two start arguing about it.
I'm sorry, darling. I just don't want you making decisions tonight. I'll get it.
That's Rob. I don't want to talk to him.
Darling, you don't think I'm rushing you into anything,
Gordon,
do
how
you?
Of course not. I
Yes.
know you want what's best.
Yes, I do.
Yes, seriously. All right, just hold the line. It's all right. Just a friend. Back off tomorrow. I'll take it and study.
I'm afraid I was wrong in suggesting that you and Paul could be just friends. Didn't realize how much he meant to you.
I love him. And Rob.
I understand, darling. I became involved with David again, but I never really stopped loving your father.
I'm glad I can talk to you about it. Daddy wouldn't understand.
No, I wouldn't tell him about Paul. Not until it's all over, anyway. Well, you're only going to make life hopeless for Rob if you stay with him. It's painful, I know, but I think it's best to end the marriage now rather than let things get more unpleasant for both of you. I wish you weren't going at all. Who am I going to talk to?
Then come with me.
Oh, Philippe would be thrilled about that.
I'm sure he'd have a very interesting friend for you.
You wouldn't mind having company, then? Angela's still very confused. I'm afraid that when Rob turns up, he'll be able to talk her round.
Are you suggesting what I think you are?
Getting Angela away for a while is the perfect answer. After she's gone, I'll be able to convince Rob that the marriage is over and get him to go back down to Melbourne.
Leaving the way open for a much more socially acceptable Paul Shepherd.
That's right.
Oh, but do you think Angela would be?
How are you feeling, darling?
Didn't sleep much. Hello, Charlie.
Hello, darling.
Charlie's been trying to talk me into going to Paris with her. I've got too much on my plate at the moment, but I had a wonderful idea. Why don't you go?
Me?
Yes. I told Charlie the problem. But, darling, you're a mess. You need to get right away.
I can't just go tripping off like that.
Why not? Do you the world of good.
But Rob...
Remember what we said last night?
But I should at least see him, talk to him.
You know it's not going to help.
A month would give me time to sort a few things out. I can't face telling him about Paul yet.
I don't blame you.
Oh, but I can't afford it.
You know money's no problem.
Well, you're leaving today, aren't you?
Yes. So you'd better start packing. There shouldn't be any problem getting a first-class seat.
Thanks, Charlie.
Wouldn't do it for anyone else. Is your passport current?
Yes, but...
Don't worry about Rob. I'll talk to him. He might even go down to Melbourne, visit his family. I'm sure they'll all rally round.
As long as he realizes that I just need time to get my thinking straight.
I'll make everything very clear to him.
Oh, will you look at that?
Someone must have dropped a cigarette.
Oh, terrific. Oh. Here. Give me a hand.
Yeah.
You know, I feel so sorry for Rob. Working on here with no idea how serious the situation with Angela really is. I think he hopes it'll blow over by the time he gets back.
Should I tell him?
Not unless you want to lose your teeth. I really don't think he's going to take it.
Alan wants to see you. Some problem down the stable.
Oh, nothing serious, I hope.
He didn't seem too worried.
That's Alan's big drawback. He doesn't know when to panic.
Well, I reckon we've just about got the place back to rights, eh?
Yeah. Look, Rob. I know a bit about what's been happening with you and Angela.
Didn't think Fiona had spread it round.
Oh, she didn't. Angela and I have had a few talks. We're friends.
She told you about her and I?
Oh, not any details. Just that she doesn't want to hurt you. She's not being stubborn, Rob. She wants to make your marriage work. But there are some serious problems.
Like what?
She'll have to tell you that. But I think you ought to go back to Sydney as soon as possible to sort it out. See?
You reckon she's not just stacking on a turn?
I'm sure of it. Believe me, it's not the sort of thing you should leave to sort itself out.
Right. I'll get my things.
Good luck.
She'll be right.
Do you mind if I put my nose in again?
Why not?
I think it would be a good idea if you got Angela out of the house. Away from, well, anyone who could be confusing the way she feels.
Yeah, I reckon you might be right. Her mother hasn't helped.
No. No, she hasn't.
We'll sort it out.
Whatever the problems are, I can't see the point in her running away. She should stay here for Rob and thrash it out with him.
Oh, Gordon, it'd be too much of an emotional strain. You don't want to see her have a breakdown, do you?
Of course not, but I can't see her at that point yet.
I talked to her for quite a long time last night. And believe me, she's closer than you think.
I don't understand why.
I didn't tell you this before, but she had second thoughts on the day of the wedding.
You knew that. Why'd you let her go through with it?
I thought it was just pre-wedding nerves. If I'd known it was going to turn out
The
like
point
this...
is, they are married now, and she'll just have to make the best of it.
If you want to see her go to pieces, you put that kind of extra pressure on her. It's only a period of separation after all. But it'll give her a chance to pull herself together. And then if she wants to have another try at it, fine.
You're right.
I think it'd be better if you didn't come to the airport. We don't want any fuss.
Aha! Here's my girl. Don't let Charlie go dragging you around all over the place, hmm? Try and get some rest.
Oh, Daddy.
You know we love you.
We'd better get moving. Have to pick up Charlie, eh? Take us half an hour to cram all her luggage into the car.
Buy some clothes. I never knew a woman yet that wasn't cheered up by spending.
Love is very strange. It can come and go.
It can happen when you are young or old. When it comes from nowhere. When it comes, it changes.